Well, this is an impromptu broadcast. Well, welcome to TXT Chat Time, or welcome back. It's the World Championships. So many exciting and happy things happening thus far for Jamaica. Obviously, a medal chance slipped from our fingers yesterday, but we're not going to let that get us down. We're going to, continue to look ahead and push forward. So what I'm going to do first is I'm just going to go over what we can expect to see today, and then after that maybe we can have a quick chat about what we've seen so far, and then what we may expect. So coming up this evening, and that is starting at 7:10 our time, the big women will be on the track. That is the women's 100-meter heat. Then after that we have the men's 100-meter semifinal. We have Johan Blake, we have Oblique Seville, and we have the other Blake. I'm not remembering his first name right now, but yeah, they are up in the semifinals. And then we have the long jump for the men. Wayne Pinnock, that's a final. We have Wayne Pinnock in the final as well. And then we have the women's shot put, and we have Daniel Thomas Dodd, coming up in the shot put final. So a lot of Jamaicans are on tonight. We have the men 1500-meter heats. We have the women 1500-meter semi-final. We did have a Jamaican progress in that as well. So look up to see her and see how good she can do as well. She did do a personal best in her heat, so she'll pretty much have to be PBing from here on out if she does expect to make it to the final. But we wish her all the best as well. And then the final event on tonight will be the men's 100 meters final. So that's what we expect to see. Shout out to all 17 people here. Wow, thank you so much for joining. Hey, Ferdinand, what's up? Yes, we're out here repping Jamaica, of course, all the time, all day, every day. Of course, you'll be repping South Africa. Yeah, I hope I got that right. So, yeah, thank you so much for joining, guys. I don't even know where to start. Let's start with what went down in the 4x4 mixed relay, right? As I said, the first event comes up at 7:10, so we're not missing anything right now. So that's the first 7:10 Jamaica time. Depending on where you are, it may be different, but Eugene is 2 hours behind Jamaica, so it would be 5:10 for them and 7:10 for us, right? Yeah, so let's just jump into that 4x4 mixed relay and what happened with Jamaica. I see a lot of people complaining, one about who we ran, and the thing about it is that we can't really blame the athletes, because it's not the athletes' decision as it relates to who goes out there and takes to the track, right? So they if they're told to go, then they go. The biggest concern for me was, but this wasn't the time to necessarily. Yes, South Africa. Yes, I did get that right. So the time to question who was joining the team was when the team was selected. So that list was going around from a few weeks back. We knew who was going. That was the time to question why certain people were on the team and some not on the team. It's not now. It's not when we're up against it now and we're like, oh, then that person shouldn't have gone. Well, you should have thought about that from the get go, right? So it is what it is. They sent certain people and left out some. So we had 8 people in the 400-meter finals for the men, and somehow someone who did not make it to the finals made it on the team. Now, for me personally, I have nothing against any athlete, right? But at the end of the day, we have to hold our selectors accountable. I've been seeing this for years, where I've wondered to myself why some athletes are making the team and why some aren't. And then there's the story, oh, the athlete them have to eat a food, blah blah blah. Somebody said then hold on there, the 8 them will come in the finals, them not want to eat a food too. Like, that don't make no sense to me either, because you cannot use that as a bearing to say, oh, allow the athletes to go, because all of these athletes are training. All of these athletes want to represent their country. If you're not on form right now and another athlete beats you out, especially not to just to say a spot on the team, but makes it into the finals, I don't see an issue why that athlete shouldn't be chosen to represent the country if you're going to be selecting eight, because they can choose all eight, because the rules changed where they're allowed to take eight people for the relay. So they can have a four start, and that is the not the mixed, but just the regular relays. They can have four start and then switch out that entire four for a new team. No, I'm assuming that they would pull people from that eight for the mixed relay, right? So if you're going to be, if you have eight people to choose from, then obviously, I mean, come on, you could have used who made it to the top eight. But again, as I said, this is not the time to complain about that. It would have been a few weeks ago when the team selection was made. No, the fat lady has sung and we can't complain. Another thing that we have to keep in mind as well, Jamaica is not really punching right now in the 400 meters, especially on the male side. We would have needed two really strong female legs to really pull that team. Now the question it was asked, why aren't we using our best ladies? And I've wondered the same thing as well, because years gone by, they would say, oh, they're focusing on the individual event first, and then running the relays after as a side dish, I guess. But I'm like, a medal is a medal. One of the greatest athletes right now that has retired, this is her last year. Most of those gold medals that you hear them talking about, they're mostly relay medals, but nobody's checking for that. Nobody's saying that. They're saying she's the most decorated athlete, and that's Alison Felix, and she got most of those medals from running, whether it's 4x4 or running the 4x1. So I mean, that is not an excuse at this particular point in time. I think Jamaica needs to be fielding their best team, whoever that is. And, hopefully we can get a gold medal there. Look at Femke Ball. She came up for the Netherlands. And I mean, she almost won that race. Give her a few more steps, and it would have been her race. And then there was Paulino from the Dominican Republic. Remember, they took gold. She came out. She's the leader right now in the 400 meters. She could have sat in and said, well, I'm probably guaranteed a gold medal or a medal once I get into the 400 meters. But guess what? They came out, they fielded their best team, and they walked away with a gold. She already has a gold in her pocket right now. And Jamaica is not thinking those things. If we had fielded maybe a Stephanie Ann McPherson or a I'm not remembering her name right now. If we fielded any one of these girls, then it would have been possible to be on that medal podium. We could have gotten that bronze because we were not that far behind. And again, in the mixed relay, they had to make proper planning. You only get one change. That's something I found out during the championships. Good evening, Peter. You only get one change. So then you have to make use of that one change. And it's not the time when you put in. I was looking at it yesterday and I was like, listen, based on how poorly the men did, and I started to think in my mind, okay, then who is the backup for the men? I realized that there was nobody better. So I said, okay, because I did a video that I posted about, what our expectations going into the finals. And I said the only change that we can make is on the female side. Hopefully, put in a better female, Stacey and Williams, and let's see where that gets us. And that did get us a better performance, just not good enough to get on the podium. Hi. Hi, Dennis. You angry? What are you angry about? The 4x4? A lot of people are angry, but as I said, no is not the time to be angry. I think weeks ago when we looked at that list, people should have come out and said, listen, something is not right here. Select the athletes that are in form. And that's pretty much what we should have been doing, but that didn't happen. Well, moving right along. Anyway, so as well as the mixed 4x4, yes, that's a medal loss for Jamaica, but no, I think more eyes are on track and field. There's so many YouTube channels that are out there now. So no, it can't be where they're making these decisions and nobody sees or nobody cares, just a few in the inner circle, and everybody is like, ah, well, they always play politics, let's just move on. Guess what? The whole Jamaica's eyes are now on these selectors, so now they have to make sure that they're doing what they're supposed to do. So I feel like they're gonna be held accountable, especially, I don't know what's going on with Maurice over there, because I don't know how somebody allowed this kind of error. Because think about it, this is a board of selectors, this is not one man saying, okay, we're going to go with this. These are people that are sitting down and saying, okay, this is the team, and people okayed this. So I mean, they need to be held accountable, and hopefully going forward we can see better. They take the 4x4 mixed relay very seriously, because you can see the other countries are taking it very seriously as well. And it's not going to be a lot of years you're going to see the US is down, because think about it. Now is not as the strongest year for US for the females in the 400 meters. But just think about when it maybe next year or the year after, when Sydney starts running the 400, and then you have all of these crazy legs in. Where's Jamaica going to be? Jamaica's not even going to make the finals if we continue this route on this route. But enough of the 4x4 mixed relay. We didn't get a medal. I don't want to harp on it too much. Ah well. What's the next thing that we can look at here? Oh, I didn't get to do a video on it, and I really want to shout out to Wayne Pinnock, give him a huge shout out. He made it to the long jump final. We will be seeing him this evening in the long jump. I'm so happy for him. He has made absolutely fantastic strides on the world scene. We're not really seeing the distances yet, but that will definitely come with experience and time, obviously. But I'm just completely happy. I loved him from he was going to KC, and I love him even more now. So, well, then again, he's Jamaican. I never stopped loving him. I guess love is just love, right? So yeah, and I'm just so happy for him. Let me see here. I gave, okay, let's look at the women in the high jump. I was expecting Lamara to make it to the finals, but I think we had an absolutely fantastic morning where we had two people progress in the long jump. So we had both Lamara Distin making it, jumping 1.990 meters, and Kimberly Williamson jumping 1.90 meters as well. Both of them qualifying in 10th place to make it. So it's a tied 10th place to make it into the finals. So, I mean, that was literally right on the edge, because that's the last of the qualifiers. If anybody else had jumped better based on the count back or anything like that, then all of these Jamaicans would have probably been out. But they all made it, and we're so happy. The same thing for the long jump, the triple jump, sorry. We had all three ladies making it into the finals. I think it was a really fantastic morning for our athletes, looking absolutely great in the 110-meter hurdles. I mean, I don't know if anybody else noticed or if it's just me. Guys, tell me in the comment section below. Thank you, Margaret. I'm happy that you're here with me. Sometimes I ramble, but I'm glad that you guys are here with me. Yeah, but back to what I was saying. I don't know if you guys noticed. Does it look to you that USA is having their quote unquote best championship? I don't think so. Everything just seems a bit mute. It doesn't seem, the excitement, the homegrown advantage that you'd be seeing, and then you'll be seeing medals just coming in and coming in. I'm not seeing that. And I'm like, wow, this is unexpected. I mean, other countries are obviously there and they have stepped up to the plate, but when you're on the home ground, you kind of step up and you do absolutely fantastic things, maybe once in a lifetime thing, but it's still awesome and you get a medal. We're not seeing that yet. And tragedy struck for them earlier today in the 110-meter hurdles. The winner of their championship did fell, not advancing from the heats. That was a shocker for me. I mean, a lot of people are complaining about his gear. I mean, they make it to running, so I'm sure it's okay. It's just as comfortable as a tights. So I don't think that's the issue. He just, I guess, lost focus, and that's the thing with these barrier races, is that you can't lose focus. And then obviously whatever happened in the race and caused him to fall, he's out. But as it relates to the Jamaican side, before I jump on the Jamaican side, I heard the commentators going on and on and on about Grant Holloway and how he looked fantastic. And I was like, no, he has the same issue he had last year. And any athlete that's running close to his times right now will be able to take advantage of that right now and beat him. So Hansley is still pretty much my favorite in my mind, going in, because he has beat all these guys. Even Devon Allen that has run the 12-8, what was it, 12-8-0, 12-8-4? I don't remember. Hansel has already beat him. So I'm not thinking that, Hansley is far off from the goal. Hansley is my favorite as long as he holds his composure. His start looked much better to me when I was watching him at the Jamaican trials. So he just has to keep that up. He looked a bit it was the first race. Let's just put it that way. It was the first race, and you can expect that in a first race where everybody doesn't look like they're necessarily hitting immediately. But at the same time, I can still see, I saw the confidence oozing out of him. So I know for sure that he's on the medal podium. And for me personally, he is my favorite. Grant Holloway doesn't look as fantastic as they're claiming him to look. And of course, Devon Allen as well. You can see the different flaws and weaknesses in all of these athletes. And Trey Cunningham, I would say, even though he hit the last hurdle, I would say outside of everybody else, I would probably put me, if I'm supposed to rank the Americans, I would go Devon Allen, then Trey Cunningham, then Grant Holloway in that order. Obviously behind Hansel. But yeah, that's my thought process. As it relates to our other hurdlers, they're not. But Bennett is not. I don't think he's at his best. What he right now. So I don't know if he will progress past. I'm not expecting, if he does, that's great. I'm not expecting him to pass the semis. As it relates to Rashid, I don't know if a lot of you remember when we did that hurdles video, I said that Rashid was the one I thought that had the greatest potential out of all of the Jamaican hurdles that were around at the time. And I still do believe so. However, he's not on that shape, right? He doesn't look that way to me this season. And I don't know if it's because of injury, because I know with injury, you get slower, loss of form, everything, but his technique is all over the place. He's hitting all these hurdles, but I do think he's the one that in a few years will be the most dominant hurdler on the Jamaican side. But I don't think it's right now. He will have a tough time trying to get into the finals. I do think he can make it, but he has to run a clean race. Let me look at these. Let's see what is happening in the comments. Yeah, Grant Holloway definitely. He's definitely not kicking. So who knows? Um, let's jump on to another event here. So that's the hurdles for me. I mean, the guys did what they're supposed to do. They qualified, which is good. Expectations, I still have hands up for gold there. Again, 7:10 is when the women start, so I want to wrap up everything I have to say before that, and I don't want to ramble on too long about any one event. Um, let me let me see if I can get into another event here. All right, what's up? What else happened today? Okay, the 400-meter hurdles, not our strongest event as well. One moment, please. Sorry about that, Track. My niece was just going on and on and on, and I had to remind her that I'm live. Yes, so back to the 400-meter hurdles. Boy, it's not our strongest event right now. Interestingly, though, Warholm came out looking like he means business. At first I had what's his name from Brazil? It's slipping me right now. At first, I had him as a solid favorite, but seeing Warholm today, I thought, hmm, Warholm looks like he's ready. Looks like wherever he was, he didn't come to race, obviously, because that was his season's best happening there earlier today. But He was behind some closed door running around a 400-meter track, or maybe jumping over higher hurdles, who knows? But yeah, he definitely looked the part. Yes, Ferdinand, Sasha Zoya from France. I didn't mention him because I remember him winning the World Juniors last year, and I don't like to compare, because at the end of the day, I'm gonna be comparing them to seniors right now and expecting them to run senior times. So even though he's really good and he's just turned 20, I see him again in a few years, but not right now. But yes, he looks absolutely fantastic. And I thought to myself, this is crazy progress, because I remember he just won the World Juniors. And I'm like, you're already down to this, what was it, 13, 18, or 17? I don't remember. And I'm like, wow, that's a really fast time. So I think he's really doing really good. But as it relates to this particular championships, um, uh, it's gonna be a push for him into maybe next year and then on the years to come, but not right now. Um, Back to the hurdles, right? So the 400-meter hurdles again. He came out looking fantastic. Jahil Hyde looks the same way Jahil Hyde always looks. Yeah, Dos Santos. Jahil Hyde always looks the same way he looks, and I don't know. For years, I've been expecting Jahil's technique to get better, and it hasn't. And I don't know why. I don't know if it's a and I know he has moved to different coaches. At one point, he had gone over to MVP, and then he moved back to. I don't know what he's doing now in terms of training, but his technique has not gotten any better, and that for me has, I think, has been his downfall, because a lot of people don't remember that Jahil has won these events on the junior level, and the kind of progression that we would be expecting from him, we're not really seeing. I was just hoping that over the years I would have seen some progress in his technique, especially, but I'm definitely not seeing it. And I think at this stage, if you look at the Femke Balls, the Sydney McLaughlins, the Dalila Mohammeds, and even on the men's side, when you look at the Santos, and it's right, Benjamin. There's just this ease of going over the hurdles. There can't be a hitch in your step. It has to be just innate, and you just going and you just gliding. This is what we're seeing now on this level, and this is why they're running these times. They're running 400-meter flat times over the hurdles. So if we're realizing that the technique has been, or the event itself is moving to a different level, these athletes that are running have to step up and move to another level as well. They can't stay stuck in wherever they were from years ago. They have to continue progressing. And I'm not seeing a progression from him. But they still progressed. All three of them still, no, two progressed. Or did we get all three? I don't remember. I know I think all three progressed. All three progressed into the semis. As it relates to getting into the finals, I'm just gonna have to look over all the heats again and count and see if we can sneak into the finals, but I'm not 100% sure. Anyway, enough of what happened this morning. I want to jump into some exciting stuff. The women's 100 meters is up today. The big girls are out. And I saw someone say the other day that we're always talking about the women. Oh, you mean we have a chat about the women them all day, every day, because they don't get the credit they're due. At least for years, they haven't been getting the credit they're due. And if I need to stand on top of a hill and scream, woman, 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 all day, every day, I will. All right, so jumping straight in, we have Sharika Jackson in heat one. She's running out of lane two. For company, she has Antonique Strawn. She has, ooh, okay, I think that's as much as, okay, she has Imani Lonticott from Great Britain. But as it relates to times, her only company in this race would be Antonique Strawn, having dipped below 11 seconds for the first time this year, running 10.99 seconds. And of course, she also trains at MVP. So they're training, well, I don't know if it's training partners, because I think one is Nike and one is Puma. So they wouldn't train together, but if you know what I mean. Same club, so they're pretty much used to each other. So I'm expecting Sharika to go through quite easily, just doing enough. Because if you've noticed how Steven has done his thing, or his brother Paul has done their thing over the years, they tell their athletes to just do enough to qualify. So I'm not expecting any ridiculous time here. If you remember the 200 meters last year heats, and that's where Sharika slipped up a little bit, but they were told to do just enough to the point where Sharika missed out on getting to the finals, the semifinals, that is. So I'm not expecting her to do anything crazy. I'm just expecting her to go out and qualify. And Anthony Sean will be right there with her, doing enough to qualify. And both of them, I think, I don't expect any shockers in that race. In Heat 2, we have Shelly and Fraser Price. Before I continue, remember, guys, we have four people entering in this event because Shelly and Fraser Price is the defending champion. So we will be having a lot of Jamaicans in these events today. So back to Heat 2 now. Shelly and Fraser Price, as I said, the defending champion, the world leader this year, a woman that has dipped below 10, 7, 4 times, two this season, two last season, and we're expecting more this to come, especially in this championship. Shelly Fraser Price is in this heat. She is also in lane two. I'm not sure if lane two is a seeded lane in this championship. No, it doesn't appear so. I guess it's just random. And she's also in lane two. For company, she has. Okay, let's just stroll down. I see Daryl Nita. Daryl Nita has been getting better last year. Last year she made it to the finals in the Olympics. This year she beat, shockingly or surprisingly, she beat Dina in the finals of the British Championship. So she is the leading lady right now for Great Britain. So I'm expecting her to go through with Shellyan as well. I'm expecting that one too there. And of course, we have Gina Lou Kemper. No, that's not how it's pronounced. Juna Lou Kemper, something like that. I'm assuming she's a German. I'm also expecting her to figure, but I don't expect her to challenge Shelly or Daryl. Of course, Shelly, I expect to also qualify easily. No, what I've noticed about Shelly in these recent years is that she has become more fearless. So she runs pretty fearless. So I wouldn't be surprised if she drops a 10-8 in her heat, stuff like that, or probably even a 10-7. Shelly being Shelly, I expect anything. So that's the type of running that she's taking on right now. So I'm expecting her to qualify comfortably, but I'm also expecting her to, scorch the track a little bit, because that's the type of running that I've come to expect from her recently. Moving on to the other heat, we have Elaine Thompson Hera. My eye just goes directly to the Jamaicans, and then I look for everybody else around them. So again, we have Elaine Thompson Hera, the double Olympic champion, double Olympic champion, the woman that is the fastest woman right now in the world over both the 100 meters and the 200 meters. And she is looking to win her first world title. Let's see. She's third right now. Well, she's ranked number one in the world in the 100 meters, but based on season bests, she's third in the world. And for company in her heat, she has, okay, I'm not really seeing anybody of note. We have, I know this college girl from Nigeria. I'm not going to try to pronounce her name. I'm expecting her to get through as well. And that's pretty much it. Yeah, I'm expecting the Nigerian to get through, but I remember her. She did pretty well in the indoors, so I'm expecting to see her do well again here for her country. But again, Elaine easily taking this, no challenge again for the top athlete so far. It's the heat. This is what's got to be expected. When we get to the semis now, you'll see tighter matchups, I guess. But for right now, it being the heats, this is how the races are going to look. All right, so I guess this is the first big race coming up in this heat, and that would be heat 4 with Jamaica Kemba Nelson, because in this heat we also have Twanisha Twerry. Now the times for this season are Kemba Nelson 10.88, Twanisha Twerry 10.87. So there's nothing pretty much separating these athletes, and it will pretty much be a ding dong battle to the finish line. However, I'm expecting Kemba to go with the Jamaican flow and just do enough to qualify. If TT Terry want to kill up herself and be American and win, go right ahead, TT. We pretty much expect Americans to run that way anyway, and we're just gonna let them do that. Also in this race as well is Marie Jose Talu. No, she's not been in the best of shape so far, but what we've noticed about Talu over the years is that she's also somebody that takes race by race and somehow magically appears at these championships right on her best form. So I'm also expecting that from her as well. So I'm not gonna put her and say, oh, we haven't seen anything fantastic, so I'm putting her down. No, no, no. I always expect Talu to come out really strong. So it's between all these three for me. I expect Twanisha Toll to probably take it because she's gonna kill herself to try to win. I don't want Kemba to go with her, so I'll give Kemba a second. And then Marie Jose Talu, I also expect her to try to win as well, but I'm probably gonna place her third. That sounds a bit tough for Talu though. Or maybe I'm being biased towards Kemba. I don't know. All right, let's put Kemba in third. But for now, I still do have Kemba going through without any issues. There's no Jamaican coming up in Heat 5, but we do have Meryl Ahuri. I haven't seen her in years. We have Dina. Dina is not in the best shape this year. But we have Julian Alfred, more Caribbean representation. I'm expecting Julian Alfred to take this heat with no issues. Moving on to Heat 6, we have Alia Hobbs. I'm also expecting her to take this heat as well. Yeah, and we have Michelle Ai also in this heat, and Del Ponte. She hasn't been hitting this season. Why am I not seeing the Switzerland athletes? Or am I passing them? Oh, I just said Del Ponte. Okay, I didn't see the other one. What's her name? Okay, Mujinga. Right. I was looking out for Mujinga. Okay, so we have Mujinga and Melissa Jefferson in this heat. Melissa Jefferson is the winner from the US Championship. Honestly, it's hard to say what that time actually meant. You know, even though it was win aided, she lost to Kemba. I don't remember how far back she was. She maybe was sixth or eighth in that finals. And then we have Mujinga also looking like she's having the best season of her life, running a personal best of 10, 8, 9 this season. I am going to give this to Mujinga. But I still have Melissa Jefferson trying to do everything to win in typical American style. But I don't think Mujinga is going to give her the win either. So I'm thinking Mujinga, and then I have Iwa Swoboda also making it through on that heat. I don't know, guys. What do you think? Do you think I'm a bit hard on Kemba in this heat? Not sure. Okay, let's look at some of these comments here. Yes, guys. Thank you, Margaret, for reminding all persons here to hit the like button for the stream and allow the channel to go. Don't forget grow. Don't forget to subscribe as well if you haven't subscribed. I thank you so much for being here with me. You know, I haven't heard Karina's name in such a long time. Is she still running? My eyes just moved over her name if she was in any of those heats. Trust me, I didn't see her name at all. But I'm impressed that she's running. She's been running for years. Wow. Yes, I do have 4 people making it to the finals for Jamaica. Actually, if we play our cards right, we could possibly get 1, 2, 3, 4, because the only person Kemba has lost to that's in that big league, based on how everything progressed, is probably Julian Alfred, but that wasn't a big loss either. It was literally neck and neck to the line. She's beat Jefferson, who beat everybody else in the US Championship. So if she's beat Jefferson and she's ahead of Jefferson, that means she's ahead of everybody else in the US in my mind. So Jamaican could possibly get a 1, 2, 3, 4. No, Abby in the 100 meters. That's not her strongest event. The 200 is her thing. So when she gets up into that, then we'll be talking a different ball game. But right now it's strictly on the 100. But yeah, that's my predictions for now. I don't see any issues going into these semifinals for any athlete, barring any mishaps. I don't think there, and I think all top athletes should progress comfortably. Of course, there's always an outlier. There's always someone that comes out and surprises. And I heard recently that there is no surprise. It's actually because we don't know them. Is it Stephen that said that? I think Stephen Francis said that. Not because you don't know them means that their performances are surprising. So, yeah. Anyway, I'm expecting really, really fantastic things in the 100 tonight, but I'm expecting cruise control. Let's jump straight into the men's 100-meter semis. We're pretty much close to time, so I don't want to go over. So we're just going to jump into it right now. And let me see how these semis are shaking up. There's a semi of death. There's a semi of death for a Jamaican. And yes, I'm speaking from a Jamaican standpoint because I am Jamaican and I'm expecting our Jamaicans to perform really well, or I want them to perform really well. So, okay, in the first semi-final, right off the bat, again, it's a semi, so you know it's gonna be really, really hot. We have uh I don't want to try to spoil any of these our African brothers and sisters' names. So I'm just gonna go with Raymond. Uh, let's just try it. Raymond Equivo. I hope I did good. I hope I didn't completely chop that up. From Nigeria. Then we have Akani Simbini from South Africa. Trayvon Bramell, obviously United States. And we have Johan Blake from Jamaica. Then Arthur Cisse from Ivory Coast. Then we have from Japan, Sani Brown. And then we have from Brazil, Rodrigo. And then we have from, I guess this is Liberia, Emmanuel Matada. Funny enough, I think Johan and both Akane were in the same heat. And my first thought was, for years, people were saying Johan can't seem to beat. Every time he's in a race with Akane, he can't beat him. And I thought to myself, this is a defining moment for Johan in my mind. Let's see if he's going to one up Akane in this race. And he did beat him. So I was really happy that he came out ahead of Akane in this, because if he's in 10.85 shape, and clearly Akane has only run 10.02 this season, then clearly Johan Blake should trump him. But it's a mental game as well. So I was hoping that, Johan Blake would defeat him in the heat, and he did. But they have lined up again in the semi here. So let's see what happens. But I'm expecting Johan to qualify. But again, in true American style, I do expect Bramell to take this race. Not because I don't think Johan is good enough to win it, but because I expect Americans to do everything to win. It doesn't matter if it's a heat or a semi or a final, they're just going to, they have this kind of kill self-running mentality. And I want Johan to save something for the final. So I'm hoping that whatever he gives is just enough to qualify, get into that 2 automatic qualifying spots. So Trayvon first for me, then Johan second, and maybe Akane would come in third. But it's going to be tough because you do have Sani Brown is running well, as well as Cisse and Matada, and also Raymond from Nigeria. So it's going to be a really, really tough race now that I look at it. But I still do expect Johan Blake to do enough to qualify. I'm hoping he does, at least from a Jamaican standpoint. Moving on. Oh gosh, Akeem Blake is in lane 8 in heat 2. Let's see here. And he has 2 Americans for company push Bing Tang Su. And there's so much. Zarnell Hughes, Andre. Oh wow. This is the heat of death. Or at least a semi of death. How do we even split this? Okay, let's look at it. So we have Fred Curley and we have Christian Coleman. Fred Curley, for me, obviously takes the win. Now we need to look at the next best. We have Christian Coleman, Zarnell Hughes, Andre DeGrasse, Akeem Blake. For me, Christian Coleman has not been hitting it, and he doesn't look much better than an Akeem Blake right now as well. I actually think if Akeem Blake runs his best race, he actually makes it in with that second spot, even ahead of Zarnell Hughes. Andre DeGrasse looks like he's rounding into shape, but I don't know if it's enough to outdo Akeem Blake. But let's keep my fingers crossed and be as positive as I can, and put Akeem Blake in second. It might be a bit biased based on this Heat lineup, but I think he has it in him to take out Christian Coleman and all other comers in this race, save Fred Curley. Ah, no, I have to laugh at myself. Now, who do you guys think is coming into this 100 meters? May really put Akeem Blake ahead of everybody else, but Fred Curley is. Can I get any more biased? I'm not sure. Oh my gosh. All right. Next up we have the third and final semi we have with Oblique Civil. Just like in the heats, he goes with Marcel, but also in his heat as well is Marvin. Oh, this is also a race of death, you know. But again, for me, Oblique is actually our leading man. I don't think he executed his best race in the finals in Jamaica. So I still have him as our number one, even though Johan came in first. So I'm expecting him to obviously to qualify. Now the thing is, he's up against Marvin Bracy, Marcel Jacobs, he's up against Ferdinand Omanyala. We have Favor Ash. Wow, there's a lot happening here. All right, and let's let's Silel Tobogo. He's the world junior. He broke the world junior record in the heat, and he's been looking fantastic. He won the world juniors prior, and he's stepping up into the big leagues, looking good. I do not have him beating trumping out any of these other guys in this race actually. So I think this is where it stops for him. However, great to progress to a world championship semifinal in my mind, right? But I do have Marvin Bracy killing himself to make it. However, I do have Oblique Civil beating him. So I have Oblique Civil taking this race. I have Marvin possibly second. I don't know. Part of me is thinking that Lamont is playing kind of possum, kind of ish. I'm not sure. Like I was watching him yesterday, and even though he looks kind of tentative, it's not a tentative that makes me think he is worried about an injury. It kind of gives me the vibe of me gonna make her feel like sitting do me and then shakono kind of vibe. That's the kind of vibe I'm getting from him. I don't know. Maybe it's all in my brain, but that's what I'm thinking. So I think this is probably where all of the two extra qualifiers will come from, because Ferdinand Omyala, even though he made it, what was it, 3 hours before the event yesterday, and he still ended up qualifying. He had a day, so if he was able to do that, um, when he just got there with a day rest and getting everything right, I'm sure he will also be able to pull out one of his best performances as well. It's going to be a really, really tight race, but I do have Omiala possibly beating out Marcel if he's not playing possum. If he's not playing possum, I have Omiala beating him out. Then I have Jacobs coming in, and then Favor Ash. So let's look at it now. So let's go over that again. That would be Oblique first, Marvin second, Omiala third, Jacobs fourth, and Ash fifth, and everybody else after that. I mean, but I do think it will be a very, very close race, because all of these guys here, their personal bests are literally within hundreds of a second of each other. So that's not much difference. It's who executes the best race. And again, it's a mental game as well. So it's who can pull out their best in that moment. I do think Oblique has what it takes to win a medal. So if I have him winning a medal, then I obviously have him beating out everybody in this semi. Like, come on. So yeah. All right, let's see some of these comments. I want both Johan and Simbine to progress. Let me tell you, every time I see Johan running Simbines in the race, it doesn't matter where. It's a heat or a circuit race. They're both in the same race for some strange reason. Or I don't know if it's that limit. The guys are that limited in the 100 meters now, but they're always in the same race. So hopefully Simbine can also progress as well. Um, yeah, heat one seems to be the easiest because as I progressed, things got tighter and stiffer. But it's good that our best guy is in the, is it the toughest heat, or is Akeem Blake in the toughest heat? It's probably Akeem's is the toughest because Akeem is the slowest of the Jamaicans. Probably that's why I think it's the toughest, but probably Obliques is the toughest. It's not biased. It's very possible. I'm hoping that people don't have me as this big biased Jamaican right now. But this is how, I don't know, from a Jamaican standpoint, or from, it doesn't matter which country you're repping. When you're watching a race, you're expecting your countryman or countrywoman to do their best. You're calling them for their best, and you're gonna turn everything, uh, every way possible you can turn it for them to do their best, even at the risk of praying for somebody else to fall down on their face and make us medal. That's just how people are when they're watching sports. I'm not praying for anybody to fall down, to be honest, because in the back of my mind I'm like, what if a Jamaican falls down? But I know from a sports standpoint, people would be sitting on wishing the worst on people just so that their people can get ahead. So that's pretty much how it is in sport. But yeah, I'm trying to not be biased, and my dinner has arrived. Thank you so much. But anyway, I won't be eating that right now. But yeah, yeah. But that's, I think it's plausible. What I'm saying, even though there's a hint of biasness in it, it's also very plausible as well. Christian Coleman won't go to the finals. Yeah, because let me go back to that heat again. It's a very, very, very tight heat, you know. Where is Christian? Christian Coleman, what was that? The second heat? Christian Coleman. No, actually, his heat is not that bad because other than Fred Curley, he has to beat out Zarnell Hughes. I don't think Zarnell Hughes is on the form he was last year. Andre DeGrasse is not looking like who he was looking last year, but he tends to do his best in championships, so I'm also expecting that as well. But it's still not like, way ahead of anybody else. Yeah, so it's gonna be a really, really close race. It's gonna be really, really close. And if all persons pull out stops, then I'm expecting, say, Fred Curley, it's probably gonna be a blanket finish for the other places just to make it into the finals. But the reason why I don't have the faster finishers coming from this race is because I don't think the times will be faster than the persons in heat 3 unless the wind messes with everybody, because when you get a positive or a negative wind, that time holds. So I'm assuming that this race will be faster. That's heat 3, semi 3, sorry, will be faster than semi 2, and that's why the two qualifiers will come from that heat. But let's see. But he's not far behind the best of the rest. So this is how I look at it. There's Fred Curley, there's a bunch of guys in 9-8, and then somehow Christian Coleman has found himself, in my mind, in the best of the rest pack. And he's not far from the best of the rest pack. If it was Christian Coleman of yesteryear, then obviously he would be one of the favorites, but he's not, just coming back into the sport. So that's what I'm seeing so far. So you don't see Jacobs progressing? Okay. Again, as I said, I kind of get a possum vibe from him. I'm not sure. It could be that he's tentative, but I'm also getting I can give you a little extra if needs be. And I feel like he can. I don't know. Thank you, Isaiah. Then what we have here? It's Oregon. So we're sitting down here saying under 10, under 9-9. Maybe, but we all know that those times can flip and we can see some crazy 9-7s out of nowhere with some crazy positive wind blowing them. So right now I'm not even holding times. I'm just thinking who is better than the other. That's pretty much how I'm looking at it. I'm not thinking of a time that will make it into the finals because I don't know what the wind will be like on the track. I'm just hoping when it comes to the women, because I want the world record to be broken, it's not up over the allowable uh, wind, because I want those world records gone, regardless of who gets it. The 200 meters or the 100 meters, somebody in the present needs to take them out. Hi, Matt. How are you doing? Welcome, welcome. All the persons that have joined us here, just want to remind you to hit that like button, guys. Help the channel to grow. Thank you so much for joining us. And it's 7 o'clock on the dot. Let's see what's happening here. I hope everybody is tuned in. Their TV should be ready, because the women come up, and the women are leading the sport right now, right? Whether it's in the 100, the 400. Well, the 400 and the 400 men is probably pretty equal, but 400 hurdles there, we have 800, we have 1500, even up to the 10,000 meters. We have some crazy things going on with the women right now, and the women have really stepped up, and they're showing that we are just as valuable in the sport as the men, and we deserve the credit. At least they deserve the credit. They are due. Why do I sound like a feminist? But anyway, yeah. So our women are coming up shortly, and I'm really, really, really excited to see how each athlete will turn up. We saw Sharika at trials. We barely saw a little bit of Shelly, and then we saw a little um, question marks over Elaine's head. So this is the time to see how everybody turns up. No, the question is no. Okay, let me just get this out of the way from now. Just in case when I'm watching the race, the finals, because I will be going live as well. Just in case when I'm watching the race and people start asking me, so T, are that the person that you want to win or blah, blah, blah. So let me get this out of the way right now. Who is my favorite, like a favorite athlete before this platform was started? Then my favorite athlete is Elaine. Who do I think is the favorite going into the 100 meters? I think that is Shelly. So my favorite is Elaine. The favorite for the event, I think, is Shelly. And who do I think is the outlier? Definitely Sharika. I think Sharika is going to do something explosive in that 100 meters. But overall, I am repping Jamaica. So whoever wins, I will be happy. I'm expecting Jamaica to get 1, 2, 3, 4, hopefully. And yes, so don't ask me again after this who I'm bringing, whatever, because I've already said it. But at the end of the day, it's still Jamaica number one, obviously. And let's see. You see, you guys can hear my goats in the background. Yes, this is country. This is Manchester. Everything there, Manchester. All type of livestock and farming produce. And right now, I'm seeing Sharika on screen. Yes, she's heading over to the track. Wow. I don't know if this is an earlier shot, because they should already be heading over to the track. I think this is an earlier shot. So most of these athletes should already be in the area of the call room. So I'm thinking that was an earlier shot. But yeah, we're seeing the women, and I see Johan now, looking like he's ready, looking really confident and happy. One thing about Johan, with all of the downtimes that he's had, I really appreciate that he's always been confident in himself, and he's never ever doubted himself. Sometimes I've heard him say some stuff and I'm like, oh God, Johan, please, please, may I beg you. But you know what? This is the type of confidence that you need when you're in anything that you're doing, any job, any line of work. You need to be confident in whatever you're doing, or at least believe in yourself. So yeah, I am watching this. So the broadcast, I guess it's Radio Jamaica. I'm not sure which brand, what their umbrella company is. I think it's Radio Jamaica. So they have the broadcast rights, and it's brought onto TVJ or TVJSN in Jamaica, and I'm sure they have a radio station as well. I think it's Hits is probably brings it on the radio as well. But for each country or region, it's different. So you're gonna have to get the provider in your country to to be able to watch it. So if you're in Jamaica, Sagal, I hope I'm saying that. Sagal on TVJ and TVJSN. That's where you can see it. If you're not in Jamaica, then you're going to have to figure out who has the broadcast rights for that area or that country. So look what I have. These are from my niece. The other ones were way too big and chunky and felt like they were, gonna fall off my head at any second. But these ones are little and cute and I really like them. So I'm gonna work with these ones until I figure out a way to go on a live with a broadcast happening and not have that play in the background, because I can't have TVJ's stream being played over air because I don't want our channel to be struck. We were struck in the past. No, we don't have any at all. We don't have any strikes, which is great. We're still demonetized. But yeah, that's for now we don't have any strikes, so that's good. Oh, a quick channel update that I want to give guys. So we're still demonetized. What we're gonna do is that we're gonna be deleting a few more videos, a lot of videos actually. So if I can't blur or block whatever is on the screen without it affecting the audio, then I will just delete the entire thing. And then those videos that you've come to know and love will no longer exist on the channel. However, it's been a long 4 months of not being monetized, and each month we keep doing this. We don't even know what's causing the issue at this point, because I don't see anything different what we're doing to everybody else that's covering track and field. And we're not putting up quote unquote, races that we're not allowed to use, because you can use snippets of things. But we've taken the decision that even the snippets that we've put in videos that, like a little 5 seconds here, blah, 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 even those we're going to either go in and just block all of those ones. Or if it blocking it doesn't help, we'll just go in and delete the entire video. So that's pretty much what we're going to be doing. So in the coming weeks, you'll see some of the videos on the channel disappear. I'm sure you've seen some already disappear, but this time we're just gonna just do away with it. It's enough is enough. We don't know what the problem is. We're just gonna do away with it. For the videos with us on screen, you'll be seeing those ones obviously. But for the others, most of those ones will be just gone, or a lot of the content inside of it just blurred out. So just look out for that. But we're hoping that after this month, then everything will be fine and will be monetized again. But if not, blah blah blah. Anyway, Sharika is on track now. So this is the first heat. Let's just go over who is in her heat again. I do have Antonique Strawn in her heat, as I said, and I'm expecting Antonique Strawn to, come in second. I'm not expecting any crazy things happening. I don't know. Are you guys expecting anything crazy? I'm not. Oh my God. They're back with Gail Devers. Oh my God. Well, at least she sounds better today, because yesterday, no, she was a snooze fest. Me say she nearly made me drop asleep. And I love track and field. I've never fallen asleep in any track and field event going on wherever it is, and she nearly made me drop asleep. So I hope that she gets her entertainment part up today and just keeps talking. Even if it's nonsense, just keep talking, girl. Have something to add. It seems that the stadium is probably full, hopefully. So guys, heat one is on the track. I'm not sure why they're not on the track though. Okay, they're going back over now. He pulled out? He pulled out? Like, is there some new news, breaking news happening that I'm not aware of? That's shocking. I'm gonna have to check that really, really quick to see if he's out. I'm seeing here where they're saying it lies in doubt, but not that he's out completely. I'm not seeing any report that's saying he's out. But if he is and he's injured, then I mean, at the end of the day, these athletes have their reputation also to keep intact. It's better to go out saying you're injured than to lose outright in an event. So if that's the route he's taking, then it is what it is. Athletes do get injured from time to time, and we just have to keep going, and they'll be back next time. But that would be surprising for me. Yeah, I just heard from Matt that he has pulled out. Um, Surprising to me, but again, because I do think I thought he was being a bit possum, but I guess that was all in my head. But he has his reputation to keep intact, so it's a good move from a PR standpoint. Well, he's injured as well. Let's not say that he's injured as well. So yeah, it's a good move from that as well. Okay, races on the track. They're in their blocks. There's a long hold. Why is it so long? Set. And they're off. Sherry, so that's a good start. And you know, these Chinese athletes always get good starts as well. But you know, Sharika again, yeah, easing through, cruising. 11:02, exactly what I expected. Cruz, Anthony Strawn right behind her, also finishing second. I mean, this was pretty much what I expected in this heat. No surprises. This is the instruction that the athletes will get from the MVP to just do enough. When you're the best of the best, then you just do enough. If you're not the best of the best, then you have to kill yourself, obviously, if you qualify. But as long as you're the best of the best, then you will be told to just do enough to qualify. And that's what we saw here. She looked very easy. I'm waiting on a front on shot to see how she looked, how easy she looked. Okay, thanks for the information. I didn't have my headsets on at the time, so I wasn't listening to what they were saying, but yep. So that is confirmed that he's out. Okay. Look, listen, Sharika led that race in terms of, when I say led the race, obviously in the last part of the race, that's always been her strong point. But I mean the start, first 30 through to 60, she led that race. And the reason I find that interesting is that, you know, Chinese or Japanese athletes, they tend to get out really quickly in these races. And a Chinese athlete was in this race and she got out really quickly. So I was thinking that, you know, Sherika got out with her and Sherika looked good. But I looking at the side on shot, Sherika was actually ahead of her. So it shows you how much her start has improved. And I said this at the trials that Sherika's start is really, really good. I was actually very shocked how good her start was. So Sharika is looking solid. Yeah, she's looking solid as a rock. As I said, for me, she's the greatest outlier in this 100. And I don't mean from a medal standpoint because I expect her to medal. I mean for the gold. That's the outlier I mean, because everybody's looking at Shelly and saying, oh, Shelly is the favorite. But Sharika is right there and she's looking like she's ready to pull an upset. And remember, guys, Sharika is always in the shadows. Whether she was running the 400 meters, she was always third. And for some, an afterthought. Obviously, not for Jamaica, because once we medal, we are going to be talking about our athletes. But for the rest, it's like she was always an afterthought. Nobody really thought about her. But and then coming into the 100 again, she was third in Tokyo. She doesn't want to be third anymore. She wants to win, and I'm expecting her to go out and do enough or do what it takes to win. Let me see what her top speed was. 37. Okay, 37.8 was her top speed. She looked really, really good, guys. Really, really good. But what I'm most impressed about is her start. I can't talk about it enough. We saw her spending a good amount of time running indoors this season, and we can clearly see that it has worked. I don't think I've ever seen somebody start get fixed so quickly, but her start has worked. So Listen, all of the persons that are thinking that Shelly is gonna get out and leave Sharika, no, no, no. Based on what I saw here, she's not leaving Sharika in that first 30. It's all about now who is able to execute and maintain and make it to the line. Sharika is coming. Jamaica, right about now, if we need to say Jamaica pandem, Jamaica are come strong. Right now, Shelly is on the track. Shelly's in heat two. And as I did say for company, what I expected Daryl Nita, and but when I say company, I don't mean to push her or anything like that, but to qualify, I do expect Daryl Nita to qualify because I do think she is Great Britain's leading lady right now. I'm not sure what's happening with Dina. I don't know if she's suffering from what Shakiri is suffering from because Dina has gotten very big in Europe, very popular. She's always doing these modeling things, but there's like you know, how do you separate the sport from everything else? And I don't know if she's also an athlete that's struggling with that as well because her performances seem to have dropped. And I don't know if it's an injury that it happened again this year, but she hasn't really progressed this year as well. So I don't know. But yes, Shelly's on the track looking fantastic. You want to see her wig or at? No, sir. Yes. And she I tell you, purple. Listen, Shelly wig laid to the gods. She looks so good. Yes. I wonder if Hansel was wearing the wig this time around when she was flat ironing it. Wow. She looks so good and she looks happy and excited. I love that. Expect Shelly. Listen, at this point in time, I don't know what I'm saying anymore because I try to speak on each athlete's positives, but it's like, so if all of them so good, who are going to win kind of thing. I mean, I know right now. I mean, I know. I don't know. I don't know. They all look good, and I'm glad they're all Jamaican. That's all. Okay, Luken Kemper, what is in this race as well? Luken Kemper. Oh, yeah, her name is Luken Kemper. I don't know what's any word, but I don't think. No, Denise, she have one with Civil Unite and she have one with Hansel Unite. Civil never want get recorded, so it's like he tried to get up or take it off or something. But Hansel sit on the well good, and I get it sort out on him head. All right, they're in their blocks and they're off. Shelly gets a fantastic start and she moves away. 1087. You see, this is the thing, as I said about Shelly. Shelly is running so fearless right now that she drops these times in the heat like it is nothing. I expected no different from her. This is just the running style that I've come to expect of her. And again, she looks absolutely fantastic. I love the color on her. The color is just making her pop. I think they've adjusted. I think they've adjusted her start somewhat to fix her top end. So she doesn't burn up everything in the beginning of the race and she has something to hold towards the end. I think that's probably what happened as to why we're not seeing that explosive start that we're used to. But it's still a fantastic start nonetheless. It's still Shelly and Fraser Price. It's still Pocket Rocket. It's still the girl that will get out and leave you for dead. So, I mean, she looked so good. Okay, so all right, let's talk about the differences between Shelly and Elaine, and not Elaine and Sherika in the two heats. Both of them, strangely enough, were next to Chinese athletes. And yes, the two athletes are different. So obviously they're not the same. Their execution is different. But what I found interesting was that that Chinese athlete actually was ahead of Shelley a little bit, maybe in the first 10 meters, 10, 15 meters was ahead of Shelley in that race. And that's what I was pointing out in Sharika's race, as it relates to how fantastic Sharika's start has become. Because I'm not expecting her to beat if you watch these races, you guys know these Asians beating everybody. And this is not a disrespectful thing at all to any Asian, but I'm just saying Asians are really good. And by Asians, I mean because we really see Japanese and Chinese in these races mostly, right? So, when they're in these races, they really get out on you and you have to really run them down, that kind of thing. So, for Sharika to be ahead from me, that for me was an eye grabber. And I'm like, okay, this her start isn't a fluke. What I saw in Jamaica is no fluke. Her start is, if not the best right now, one of the best. And I don't mean in terms of the pocket rocket Shelly kind of start that Shelly had or still does, but she still has one of the best starts out there, which is surprising for someone that is new to the 100 meters. Yes, Shelly did have it on hands ahead. Shelly not easy. Yesterday is Sharika's birthday, and we did shout her out on our channel. Um, these athletes, I don't know what to say about them. To me, they're all fantastic, and I feel like this is Sharika's time. I just have that feeling in my mind that it's Sharika's time. But let's see. This is a hair salon display. Black women be love to pop, and they're gonna do anything to pop. Whether it's how they dress, something something Rihanna said, and I don't know if you guys follow music or anything like that, but Rihanna said in an interview when she got, I don't remember what she got an award for, some style thing, and she was saying, you know what, you can beat me in anything else, but you can't beat me in how I dress. I'm always going to beat you there. And I think that that's how a lot of us black women are, or black people on a whole. We are going to outdo you in how we look. So even if we don't do nothing else, we are going to look good, kind of thing. And I really like that because we take pride in how we look and how we carry ourselves. So it's really good to see our athletes, leading the charge, because a lot of people think that this color here thing started with Shakiri. Oh no, it did not. No, it did not. Go back and check. It did not start with her. Shelly has always been wearing these color hairs. Even Shawnee Miller Weebo, even though sometimes I'm looking at her hair and I'm like, that color is probably not for you. She's still in it and she's still very confident in herself and she's still wearing it. Elaine has always also been someone that has put herself together. Actually, I think the whole makeup thing on the track started with Elaine. Like athletes didn't used to wear makeup, and all of a sudden I'm seeing athletes in makeup. I don't know if it's only me, but I actually thought it started with Elaine, because if you go back and check, athletes never used to put on no make sure so them face look nice. No, they just came out all sweaty and shine and started to run. But now everybody's looking really, really good. Anyway, third heat on the track. Who is in this heat again? Okay, so in this heat we have, okay, Elaine is in this heat. Let's see here. Oh wow, Elaine's hair looks good for true. Yes, girl. No, sir, the Jamaican, I'm ready for them. All right, come true, Elaine. Yes, she looks very focused. She did give a smile, but she looks focused. They're in the blocks. They're holding them for long. I don't know why they're holding them so long. They're off. Okay, Elaine start. Didn't look that bad, but jeez. No, sir, Elaine, what the whole race? How are going here, sir? No, wait, listen. The Jamaicans are there to put on a show. Let's just put it that way. That who can look easier between Sharika and Elaine in terms of trying to do it the easiest? If you talked about if you talked about Sharika being composed, then Elaine look like she, it's like a competition between who can be more composed. As I said, Shelly's style has changed completely. So she comes out and she does that little thing in her heats. That's fine. That doesn't negate from what she's going to do in the finals. But from Elaine and Sharika, wow. I think Elaine got a good start, and I'm comparing it obviously to the people that she's around. So let's see what's gonna happen in the semi. But she looked like she got a really good start. But it's just the cruise. It was like she was walking. She walked the whole race. Look here, Elaine's start was good, which is what I'm happy about because I was complaining about it back in the trials. So I'm happy that her start is much better. But Elaine has this thing where once she holds up her head, she just stop. Like she's just doing this thing where listen, Elaine make me want run. I can't run to save my life. What she make me want run right now? She's the picture of perfection when it comes to how an athlete should look running. Ease. My God. Let's look at some of these comments. Um, are you bringing Elaine for the win? Ferdinand, yes, I was already told the news that I missed it when I was talking that Bruce had said Jacob puts us out. I missed all of that. Um yeah, Elaine was literally walking. It looked so good. Even worse now, we can't pick a winner. Oh Lord, no. Elaine, I play possum. A lot of people said that Elaine was playing possum at trials because she did it last year. The thing about it is that you see when you're in one of those races, I don't know how you how much control you have over yourself to be able to purposefully lose. So I don't really agree with that, but still, I just think she wasn't ready at trials, but she looks ready now. No, that run for Shelly was easy, but because she's running fearless, she's not afraid to drop at 10-8 in a heat anymore. And that's the difference that I said. I did it, said it at some point in time. I don't remember if it was doing a live or doing a video. That's something I appreciate from American athletes. If I don't take anything else from them, it's the fact that they run fearlessly. They'll run hard in a heat, run hard in a semifinal, and then come back and run hard again in the final. And that's something that you don't really see from Jamaicans because they're like, oh no, I always have to save something, save something, save something. But you did a save and a save and a save, and you may not even get the opportunity to really drop your foot and put out what you really have in you. So sometimes it's good to lay it all on the track. So I think Shelly was very easy as well. It's just that she's running fearless. So she's not afraid to drop a 10-8 in the heat and make it look like it's nothing. Yeah, man, you look like Elaine has something dreadful coming. So does Sharika and so does Shelly. Right now, I'm confused. I already said what I said in the beginning of this, and I'm hoping that at the end of the day, I see Jamaican colors standing at the top, 1, 2, 3. And as I said before, with a Kemba Nelson hopefully pipping fourth, that's what I'm seeing. Yeah, man, she did look good. Me not telling no lie. Elaine did look Good, good, good. You know, so Elaine always look good when she run, but she have one separate kind of look good when she's in these heats for championships. All right, since I have so many of you right now, based on the heat so far, drop who you think in the comment section, based on what you've seen so far, is likely to win, come second, and come third. If you can. I can't, but if you can, tell me in the comment section. All right, fourth Jamaican on the track, Kemba Nelson. She's with TT Terry. I did explain this before. I don't think TT Terry is better than Kemba, but I think TT Terry is going to want to do everything she possibly can to win. And I don't want Kemba to get dragged up in that kind of pace. I want Kemba to just continue focusing on herself and do enough to qualify. So I don't want her to fall back at TT Terry and run like one Matsumari and try win, and then when time semifinals come in, I have nothing left, or our finals, no. So that's the simple reason I have TT Terry possibly winning. And then Talu also has a similar running style. So somehow, some way, I kind of pushed Kemba down into third. I don't know why, but I still do think Kemba is gonna qualify easily. All right. They're getting in the blocks. Let's see. Let's see if my prediction it comes close to what I'm thinking based on how these athletes are gonna run. All right, they hold them really long in the blocks now. I don't know why. Okay, Kemba got a really, really good start. Okay. See, me tell us a TT Terrier kill self. And Talu, what did I say? What's the time? Listen, underneath it start, give me some kind of props over here at TXT chat time. I told you, see, TT Terry came first, Talu second, and Kemba third. That's just how these athletes run. You just have to think about their running style and to figure out what they're gonna do in these heats. And so said, so done. Then it says Elaine first, Shelly second, Sharika third. Gary says he loves them all. 1, 2, 3 is his choice. All right. We hear you, sir. Yeah, she ran that 100 similar to how she ran that 200. The difference is the 200 she qualified third, but it's the ease in which because I think she was probably in fifth or something, way down, and she just made 2 extra steps and went into third, and she's like, okay, I'm qualified now. All right, let's go back and warm down and get ready for the semi. It was crazy. I've never seen anybody run a 200-meter semi like a heat like that. Even if you think way back, I've never seen anybody run a 200 meters heat like that ever. And that is Elaine and both Sharika. Obviously, Sharika blundered a bit, but it was the same kind of instruction that they got. And that's the kind of running that these girls are doing now. They're making it look easy. So King Kevon has Elaine to win, and he even dropped the time. 10:43, Shelly 10:64, and Sharika 10:69. It's a good look, but again, I think we are going to be blown out of the waters. I am not limiting. All right, you know why I'm saying this? The last 2 times you have Elaine at 10:43. That's a great time, lovely and all. But I feel like we're kind of limiting Sharika and Shelly as well. And I'm like, expect something fantastic from these two athletes in terms of times as well. I don't think it's gonna be no 10-6 for Shelly and no, well, maybe Sharika, but I expect maybe Sharika 10-6-4 and Shelly closer into those 10-5s. And maybe, Shelly says she want to break the world record. So let's see. Some serious time. Yeah, he's serious about his Elaine and the 10-4 trade. You want Elaine get the world record. I just want a Jamaican to have it, to be honest. And wouldn't it be awesome bragging rights to be like, we have the men's 100 and 200 world record, and then we fast forward into this year. No, we can say we have it on the female side as well. Nobody can go chat to we again. America can go chat to we again. All right, guys, everybody in here, I hope you've hit the like button and I hope you're already subscribed to the channel. Thank you so much for joining and sticking with me. Okay, Dina is on the track. I really want to see what Dina is up to because she really disappointed me in her trials. I was surprised at how far behind she was, Daryl Nita. I don't even care about the time that much. It's how far behind she was. I was like, what's going on here? This doesn't look like the Dina that I know. So, let's see what's happening. I want to really see if it's, something like a Elaine where your peak, you're saving your peak just for the championship. I want to see if that's what's going on here with Dina. But I was really surprised. That's not the type of running style that she's necessarily known for. But let's see. People change, running styles change, and I don't know if her coaching team is still the same. But maybe they're a little bit of change ups based on what they're doing, what they did in the past versus now. But I really want to see what Dina is because I actually had Dina to make it to the finals, and based on what I'm seeing now, I don't, or not now meaning today, but before this, I don't have her making it into the finals. So it's really, really weird. It's really weird. Because remember, the finals can only take 8. And if I'm already being greedy and stuffing Jamaica in four lanes, that only leaves 4 more spots. Who is going to take the 4? Oh, something I wanted to say. Even though Kemba finished third and I had her finishing third, this is not necessarily a good thing for Kemba because it means she's going to end up in one of those heats of semifinals of death. I still think she has what it takes to make it into the finals, obviously, but her placing third will work against her in the 100-meter semis. But let's see. The semis aren't out yet, but I'm assuming that she will be placed in a heat with 2 Top Gun. So let's see. Let's see what I'm seeing here. Yeah. Am I the only one that has a problem with how long they're holding them in the blocks, or is it just me? I don't know. All right, they have them in their blocks for an eternity. All right, Dina got out. Good. A really good start. Okay. All right. Dina has shown up to the party. Okay, and that's a 1085. All right, Dina has shown up to the party. Well, somebody get kicked out. Not a Jamaican, I'm kicking out. I'm gonna have to rethink. You know what? I'm gonna wait until the heats come out for the heat sheets for the semifinals before I say who I'm putting in and who I'm taking out. But for right now, Dina looks like she saved her peak for now, which is good. She looked really good. She did put her foot down a little bit, but again, Dina is no Shelly or Elaine or Sharika, obviously. But She looked really, really good. Dina's showing up to party. So Dennis, you're trying to tell me that Dina is putting Commonwealth over the World Championships? Is that what you're telling me, Dennis? I don't think so. Okay, Dina definitely put in a much, 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 much more effort than any of the Jamaicans did. But it's still good because it means that she could possibly make it into the finals. Remember, last year at the Olympics, she did not. However, she was recovering from or coming back from an injury, and that was the reason. Now it looks like they got the timing right. Let's see. I don't think it's a lagging of my feet. I just think it's based on location. So somebody's feed is always going to be ahead of somebody else's kind of thing. So yeah, I don't think it's lagging because from I've been on it, it hasn't stopped. So yeah, we soon talk about the relay, King Kevon TV. We soon talk about the relay. Soon talk about that. Okay, makes sense. It makes sense. So I'm thinking that yeah, she's rounding into peak form right now. But I think next month is Commonwealth. I think next month is it next month? Yeah. Ain't nobody in them Jamaican girls league, man. They're in a league to themselves. Look here, Sago. Sago, which world you live in, sir? There is no Shakiri in these 100 meters, okay? Shakiri failed to make it out of the United States heats for the 100 meters for the women. You're late bad. All right, so which heat was that? That was the Dina heat. Um, so that was heat 5. So we still have heat 6 and 7 to come. So we have 2 more heats of the women's 100 meters before we jump into the men 100 meter semifinals. That is something that I'm really, really looking forward to seeing. Why do I look like I'm blending into my background so much? I'm starting to look like the wall. Okay, I just realized my light was off. This whole time when the see me, I can't be light off. Jesus Savior. And I didn't notice. I just had on the regular light. Ooh. All right, no, you can see me a bit better. I don't know why I just noticed this. No, sir, don't him late. Him late bad. Me don't know how him late, so it's not even the y'all miss me yet tweet. It's the one that said, "Don't worry, I'll be your world champion next year." Well, see next year, yeah. And she not even make it past the heats. That for me was a shocker. Oh, so they forgot. So they're on the commentary saying that they forgot to pay respect to Trayvon Burmel's 989 because they were so blown away by Fred Curley's 979. But this is my thing. How about when Oblique Civil won his heat and all they did was talk about Lamont? I was like, really now? Who won this heat again? Please tell me. They did not mention Oblique until way after. They're like, okay, yeah, and Oblique won. I'm like, okay, what is going on here? We can't hear about the winner. It was crazy. It was crazy. Yes, he's not American, and Lamont isn't American either. He's from Italy, but obviously his name carries weight because he's the Olympic champion. But at the same time, come on, you can at least say something about the person that won their heat. That was crazy. All right, so Hobbs is in this race with. I don't think I got any of my predictions wrong so far, even down to the places, which is weird. I'm going good so far. Who did I have here? Oh no, I did get something wrong with Dina because I wasn't expecting Dina to come out so good. Even though I did say she was probably saving her peak for now, which is good that she comes out looking so strong. I had Aliyah Hobbs, and who is in this again? Aliyah Hobbs and Doubt. Oh, she doesn't really have anybody in this race that's on form. Mm. And Michelle Lee Aye, let's see. Yeah. Hobbs from Michelle Lee Aye. Yeah. Pretty straightforward. These heats are very, very, very straightforward. No, you're a mess. You are a mess. Did you realize that she didn't come out in that same bedazzled look in her 200-meter heats? Because she realized that, listen, I need to hold my head down right now and I need to run. And she regained her focus, but alas, the 200 is not her event. And yeah, Talu actually beat TT. Because what I had was TT kill himself and Talu kill himself, and both of them would be first and second, and then Kemba would be third. And when I was watching the replay, that's what I saw, but I didn't see the official result come up on the screen. So, wow, I didn't realize that. Let me see, where is it? Okay, where am I? Who am I looking for? Talu. Okay, Talu did beat her. Let's see the times. 992 to 995. Okay. Interesting. But still, in terms of the type of running that I expected from them, I did expect that type of running. Yeah, she did. She did come out and win. And as I did say, that Talu always seems to somehow turn up at these championships and be in her best shape ever. So I really am expecting Talu to do well again. I think she learned her lesson last year, and she's been, I don't want to say a bit more reserved because Talu will always run like Talu, but at the same time, she's managing her runs better. And so far, so good for her. And who knows, if a Jamaican slips, someone may stick their head in, because these athletes are turning up at these championships to win. They're not turning up to be second place, third place, fourth place, fifth place. They're turning up to win. So even the persons that are running 11-3 want to win. That's that's just Talu's running style. She just runs like that. She always looks like she's giving her all in every single race. Even when you look at like her, races and on the circuit. That's how she looks. My lip is dry. Okay. Um, I don't think I agree. Could you explain a little bit more? I don't think I agree. Because I think what he experienced last year was just the ease of, when there's no expectations on you, you just go out and you're having fun. I think that's what he had last year. This year I'm seeing a bit more focus, and I don't think it's a no fear thing he's that I'm seeing. I don't think so. I don't know. Which athlete like don't do anything in a green and yellow. Why are you treating these athletes like this? Like they're just side order and small fries. Oh, they aren't. All right, shout out to everyone that is still here with me. We've been on to this stream for an hour and 40 minutes thus far, and I'm having fun, and I hope everybody's having fun too. Okay, now we get to see the American leader. Let's see how she went, or she's gonna go. Um, let's see who she has to join her. This is the last of all of the semis. Um, we have Swoboda. We have oh, Mujinga. Okay, I was torn between Mujinga and Melissa because I'm not really sure how to read Melissa because again, as I did say, where she placed in the NCAA's final, so I did have Mujinga, I think, ahead of her. But let's see, they're heading into their blocks now. But again, even if it's the order is switched, it's still easy qualifications. I'm expecting for both of them. There should not be trouble at all in this race. But somehow I'm leaning towards Mujinga some more. Maybe Melissa will probably just have to prove me wrong and prove that what she did at the trials is not a one-off. Okay, in the blocks, and they're off. Okay. Okay, so it's Kambunji from Jefferson from Swoboda. Expected. Again, these girls or these athletes are tried and proven, and I don't think that they're going to allow, unless you're just really that much better than everybody else, they're not going to allow a newbie to just come in and defeat them regardless of where her place was before Kambunji. She is still a stalwart in the 100 meters, and she came out and she showed that it's rightly deserved. And again, she's has run a personal best this year, meaning that she's on her best form right now. And it's so funny because I'm looking at Kambunji in this race, and she looked like, I want to see, why am I not seeing any head-on shots? I really want to see a head-on shot of Kambunji in this race because she looked pretty good. I want to see how much effort she really put in. Yeah, she looked very easy. And of course, this is not in comparison by any means to Shelly and Sharika and Elaine, obviously, but Based on what I'm seeing here, this was an absolutely fantastic run by Kambunji, and she has much more in the tank. So yeah, she is somebody that I've placed in the finals for me. Let me see if I can just jot down the names really quickly of who I'm thinking will make it to the finals based on this. No, but we didn't see Darren Lisa yet, or did we? Did I miss her? Or Darren Lisa was in a race with a Jamaican, maybe. Let me see. I'm thinking she was in a race with a Jamaican. Um. Okay. Because she didn't look that bad as well, you know. Okay. Hmm. Hmm. Kemba may be finding herself in a bit of hot water, you know. Because based on the semifinals, based on how they're going to see them, she may end up in a semifinal of death, which may put through somebody who may not necessarily be as fast as her. But because she's in a race with so many fast people, she gets ousted, kind of thing. This is going to be tough. Yeah, she was no, she was in a race with a Jamaican. I just forgot. I remember seeing her. She was in Shelly's race. We're just too focused on Shelly's bedazzle. Shelly was too shiny. All right, so what do we have here? The men are up in their semifinals, and let's see who is up first. Everybody is dealing with something. I hate when people do that, you know. Okay, so Johan is up in this semi with Trayvon and Arthur Cisse, Simbine. I did have Johan doing enough to come second behind Trayvon, but let's see how they execute. Again, everybody wants to make it and make it to a final for their country and represent, plus obviously medal as well. So let's see how that's gonna go. But for right now, I'm expecting Johan Blake to qualify. I don't want to say easy because he's not that much better than the persons around him, but I'm expecting him to qualify as well as Trayvon Bromell. But let's see. Yeah, the big guys are up. I remember the finals are also up tonight. I'm really, really nervous right now. When we get closer to the heat, the semis and the finals, especially, I start to palpitate a bit and I'm like, just hold it in, just hold it together. So right now I'm just trying to hold it in because I'm really, really nervous, especially for Johan. He has been on the comeback for so long. And he's finally back down to 985. Like, come on, we really want to see him get into a final and hopefully place well as well. Johan is on screen, looking good. Come, Johan, focus. All right, I'm nervous. Let's see who is here. I hope so as well. I really do hope so. He has the class to go to the finals. I'm not just putting him in the finals because he's Johan and because he's Jamaican, but because he is good enough to make it to the finals. So I'm just hoping that he executes the race the way he can. All right. I'm gonna calm down. I'm not gonna be as nervous as I was. Let's just try to breathe and go woosah. All right, so they're calling them now, introducing them. It's just it's just a 10-second race. It'll be over in a jiffy. I'm excited though. Even though I'm nervous, I'm excited. I'm excited for the possibilities for Jamaica. James Bantil, South Africa in the house with Simbine. Bramel is on the screen now. Him looking really, really confident. I don't know what happened with Bramel last year. He not make it to the finals. No, sir. All right, Johan. You can see the tension on his face, but obviously because a lot is at stake, you can see it. But he's been here before multiple times. Abdul Hakim Sonny Brown is the one with Jamaican heritage. Mr. Jamaicans love claim everybody as Jamaican. Or is it Caribbean heritage? I don't remember. I think it was Jamaican. Since his last name is Brown. You know what? I'm really thinking that Johan is just gonna have to pull out his best run. I was saying before that he will keep some back, but I'm thinking he will probably pull out his best run. I don't want to leave anything to chance. I don't want to. They're getting in their blocks now. Remember, guys, top two make it into the finals, and the next fastest qualifiers. I think that's what they start calling it now. Okay, they're off. Johan got a good start. So did Bromel. Oh shit! What does it look like? He's going backwards. Blake is going backwards. No, no, no! Come, 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 come! Fourth. Wow. And Simbine. What did I say about Simbine in the beginning? Johan fourth. He can't. No. All right, guys. Based on the time, the winning time, I think it was 997. This was not a fast race. So, and Johan would be the slowest of the two qualifiers right now. If anybody runs any faster than who automatically qualifies in the next heat, he's out completely. Okay, so Simbine actually won. So Simbine wins and Trayvon second. I told you that Simbine always streams to in Trump these I don't know what happened to Johan. It looked like he was just going backwards. But you could see it in his face at the beginning of the race that he wasn't, like, you could see, well, not that he wasn't, but you could see the tension of the moment in his face. Oh my gosh, Trayvon Brummel's form was all over the place at going towards the end of the race. Guys, it's who can hold form and execute their race at the end of the day that's going to make it into these finals. And Simbine did just that, and he executed, and he's into the finals. So is Trayvon Bromel. Johan Blake is the last of the bubble times right now, and there are two more semis to come. What are the odds of him making it in? His time is 10-12. So we have to keep 10-12 in our mind. if we're hoping that 10-12 it would be, hopefully nobody would run faster than 10-12, but the odds of that happening is really, really slim, especially when I did say that the heat of death is the third one, and I'm expecting all the qualifiers to actually come from that particular race. So right now it's not really, really looking good for Johan. Wow, I'm shocked. I'm very shocked. I'm very, 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 very shocked. It's crazy. Okay. Akeem Blake is up now. We have to reset. We have to refocus and hope for the best. Can't do anything about Johan right now. It's already gone. It's already happened. It is what it is. Yeah, let's look forward. Let's let's move forward. All right, so second semi on the track. Be mindful that Akeem Blake is in lane 8, so he's pretty much running blind. He's just gonna have to run his heart out. And right now, as a matter of fact, I don't care. Run this like it's the finals. Sometimes we see faster times coming in the semifinals because it's that much more competitive because of people are trying to get into the finals. So right now, just run, yeah, Akeem, just run. Run your heart out and hopefully you make it. He's in lane 8. Christian Coleman is right in the middle. Everybody, like, the action is in the middle of the track. And that's the thing that I was talking about with Kemba. Kemba is gonna find herself in sticky waters because of that third place finish. Andre DeGrasse on screen. And he's someone that always saves his best for, well, not saves his best, but he always seems to peak at the right time, and that is championships. Like, he will look terrible during the season, but here we have Akeem now. Come, Akeem, don't I hope he doesn't know what happened to Johan, because I don't want it to throw him off in any way. Remember, Fred Curley and both Coleman are also in this heat, even though I don't think Coleman is much better than everybody else. I think Curley is just way ahead, and then there's everybody else. Let's see. Come, Akeem, run. Just run. Okay. Good start by Akeem Blake. All right, run, run. No, okay. Crap. It seems. All right, so this race was ended in 10:02, which is interesting, which means that Johan is probably still on the bubble because Akeem Blake was also fourth, and his time is slower than Johan's. Let's see what Hughes. I need to see what time Hughes finished. If Hughes finished anytime faster than 10:12, then Johan is out. This is what pressure does. Burst pipe, pressure bust pipe. And right now, although Akeem Blake was on the outside and he was focusing on his own race and running his heart out, it didn't look like it was enough at all. There's no spot for Blake. There's no spot for Akeem Blake for sure. I want to see the full results to see the time. Based on the time, Johan may have been pushed out by Zarnell Hughes, but let's see because they're the fastest qualifier times. 16 to I think 10:18. Which one of the Blakes? Johan Blake or Akeem Blake? Johan Blake was at 10:12. Jarnell Hughes 10:13. Johan Blake is somehow holding on by the I don't know what he's holding on to. I must see one of them straw where you hold on to when you're drowning. Akeem Blake was 10:19. So Akeem is out completely. So is Jordan Hughes. Let's see what happens in the next heat. And as I did say, for me, the fastest finishers would come from that heat. But let's see. Yeah, and Lamont is out. So let me see who I had. I think I had Oblique winning. I did have Oblique winning. But who are the other persons around him? Right now, I'm still a little Marvin Bracy. Okay, so it's between Marvin Oblique Seville, Marvin Bracy, Ferdinand Omanyala, and I think those three are safely ahead of everybody else. They're all in the 10-8, 9-8 range. So it will be between them, but I still do have Oblique winning, Marvin second, and Ferdinand third. Let's see. And as I said, the times are possibly going to come from this heat, this semifinal. The fastest times are possibly going to come from this final. So far, bad news for Jamaica. No Jamaican has yet to make it into the finals. Automatically, that is. Okay, let's see when the pressure is on. Let's see if Oblique can deliver. I'm hoping he can because right now we're not in a good position at all. Right now, me not even want to talk. Right now, I just want to be silent and just pray that everything works out. Oh my Lord, I'm so nervous. I am so nervous. It's not even funny. This is our, as far as I'm concerned, this the fastest time is coming from this heat because there's Omyanyala and there is Bracy and there's Seville. That's already three guys that will possibly run faster than 10-12. So Johan is more than likely out. So if Johan is out, then Seville is our only hope. I'm getting really nervous. Well, I was already nervous, but it's getting even worse. Okay. Sagal, where are you? Are you in the United States? Because I think NBC is probably the person that's carrying the feed there. All right, they're getting in their blocks now. Okay, let's see. Come oblique. Come oblique. Come oblique. Okay, oblique takes it. Okay, God. Thank God. All right. I didn't get to see it. I think other persons were a bit behind. So maybe Johan survives. Maybe. Sago, me don't know what to tell you say about NBC because sometimes they put on the coverage later, I hear. I don't know. Man, Dennis, me I tell you. Mm-mm. Oblique, trust me. All right, let's see what happened. Okay. Johan is out. All right, so Johan is out. So we only have one Jamaican in. Um, wow, okay. All right, next is finals. Based on what I saw, I don't know. Somehow these semis looked really, really tame. Isn't Oblique semi the fastest? Now that I think about it, and it wasn't a negative wind, I'm gonna have to look at the others to see if they were also running in negative winds. But I know most times are 10 something, which was shocking to me, especially the Fred Curley race. I didn't expect it to be that close. And Fred Curley looks like he was running. He didn't look as easy as he looked yesterday, and that's the difference between running without pressure and running with pressure. Cause all of a sudden, stress about everybody. It's crazy. All right, let's see over here what's going on. Um, they don't have the times up yet. Okay, where's the times? All right, what's this? Oh, this is the start list. I was so shocked. I was like, what? Okay, so why is this taking so long to? Okay, here we go. Yes, so it obliques time was the fastest. Going in. And when I look at the wind, so in the first semi, we had a positive 0.3 wind. Then in semi two, we had a positive 0.1. And then in the third one was a negative 0.1. Not much difference between all three races, to be honest, in terms of the wind. So Oblique looks like he, based on the time, has run the best, I suppose. I did have him on the medals podium, but I just hope he can hold it together. We see how things can turn left really, really quick, and it has turned left for Johan and also Akeem. Akeem Blake is 20. Absolutely fantastic effort from him in his first championship. So that's really, really good. Johan Blake looked like he was coming back. Um, and it just seems like the moment got the better of him because I don't think it's that he wasn't up to the race. I just think he didn't or the moment got the better of Johan where he's now back to 9-8 and now Jamaica is expecting everything from a 9-8-5 guy and that's a lot of pressure. So I'm thinking that it's something like that. But let's see. Um, the finals are tonight. Yes, the finals are tonight. So Oblique will have to come back. They all have to come back. So they all have to come back, go around and warm down and keep focused to come back for the final. But as it stands now, only one person in the final. But Oblique looks like a strong medal contender. I did have him beating Bracy because I did think Bracy and Coleman looked like the weakest links. In my mind, for the Americans, Coleman is the weakest link from Bracy, from Bromell, from Curly would be the leader. So if we're gonna take some people out to get a medal, I'm gonna slash Bracy, I will slash Coleman too. And based on how Bromell did in his heat, his form just went absolutely haywire. So it means that when the finals come and pressure really is onto him, we don't know what's going to happen. But he looks like he's not going to be able to. It looks like he's not going to be able to hold it together. So who knows? Maybe Oblique can pull off the craziest upset that's out there right now and land maybe a silver, and who knows, maybe a gold. We'll see, because he looked better than Curly so far in this semi. That is. But let's see. King Kevon, these guys had to run to make it to the finals. Sometimes that is why you see faster times in semifinals, because you have to kill self if you want to even make it to finals. So I don't necessarily agree that that's why the times are slower. I just think that nerves got the better of a lot of people and the performances were not what we thought they would be. I saw a lot of technique issues happening, especially for the Americans, which was surprising. We saw the pressure of the moment get to a few other one Jamaican. I do think Akeem Blake did the best he could, right? So I mean, at the end of the day, you have to run to make it to the finals. If you don't run, you're not going to make it to the finals. And everybody is pretty much around the same place. So I don't believe that's why it's quote unquote slower. But let's see. I am, because I was really hoping that Johan would get into the finals, but I'm trying to put it past me and focus on the fact that okay, there's no Johan. We have Oblique. That's enough. And let's work with what we have. So yes, I am slightly disappointed. My disappointment is in my eyes. It's hard to really just shove out in the background, but at the end of the day, I'm still supporting our Jamaicans. Tough luck for Johan. Oblique is there. Let's just push him forward. Yeah, I see him in the top three based on the semis. What I saw, yeah, I think he's definitely top three for sure. He just has to execute. So let's see. I mean, things don't necessarily always go to plan, but right now, the 100s are finished in terms of the semis. I'm wondering if I should go offline and come back around, because we've been on it for a while and I do want to get something to eat. Trackies, what do you think? Should I just stuff it out and stay the whole stream? Let me just look how long it's gonna take for the 100-meter finals to run. So right now we're just starting the shot put. So about an hour and a half to go before we get to. So practically 10 o'clock my time is when the 100-meter final will run. That is at 9:50, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Plus 2. Yeah, 9:50. So 9:50 my time, 10 o'clock practically is when it will be running. Let me know. Do you think I should stay on or come back? Because not much will be happening in this hour and a half. Yeah. We need to remonetize bad. Oh gosh, we just they are stressed all day, every day, and not make a penny. But anyway, hopefully we'll be able to get it this month. What my as I was saying earlier, I don't know if you heard, but I I'll be going through all of the videos and blurring everything that is possible. Like you are allowed. So there's something in the whole copyright thing where you are allowed to, use snippets. Once you're not being egregious about it, you can, right? But then YouTube also has something called reused, where they can hit you for reusing person's content. But that's if you reuse it without doing anything like adding any commentary and everything else under the sun. But we obviously have commentary over everything that we've shown. So it's we don't know why we are still not monetized. So right now we still have some snippets of some races up. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna blur everything that's blurrable. If it's not blurrable and it will affect the quality of the video, meaning, let's say for instance, the whole video was about the race and only the race is on the screen and then we're talking, then I may just delete that completely and just get it over and done with and just start fresh. Because right now our channel, even though our channel is almost a year old, but we've come so far and I don't want to continue this kind of negative trend. So if we have to get rid of it, then we'll just get rid of it and come fresh. Because right now YouTube is not recommending our videos. We're not getting any push, not at all. On top of just not making anything, but no one is knowing that we are really putting out any content, which is why we haven't been putting out much, because you're not seeing it anyway. So that's pretty much why we haven't been doing it. But we're trying for this month again. If we do everything and just remove everything and they still don't remonetize us at this point, we don't know. We really don't know what is YouTube's problem. And we probably just have to just get rid of this and just start on the other one, which is what we're running from, because we noticed that it's hard to build the other one, because even though we're telling persons to go over there and subscribe, they're not really going over there and subscribing. So we're stuck here anyway. So anyway, back to what I was saying. I'm thinking that I'm just gonna go off because the shot put is on the screen right now. So I'm thinking that I'm just gonna go off, take a break, rejuvenate myself. You can see the sweat all over my face. I'm a black person. I'm a black woman. I do get oil in my T zone. So just refresh and come back. But yeah, thank you so much for being here with me, and I'll see you guys I'll be back at, so the race is what? The race is 9:50. I'll be back at 9:30. So you can look to see me at 9:30. Yeah, that's why we were running from deleting, because we were worried about our watch time. But at this point, it no longer matters. It no longer matters, because if we now get remonetized, then it make no sense, because we're not going to be getting any views either. Because it's not just about remonetization or not being monetized, but they shadow ban you, so you're not getting any views. So holding on to the ones we had in the past make no sense if we can't get any going forward. All right, so I'll see you guys in an hour practically, and I'll just refresh. You guys refresh to get something to drink. And thanks again for joining me. I hope I see you in an hour as well. Toodaloo.